Welcome, race fans, to Denver, Colorado, Denver Motor Speedway for the 2001 running of the Budweiser 350. 43 of stock cars' bests will take this track less than 1 mile long. This is a driver's track, one of the most distinct tracks that are on the racing schedule in 2001, with its distinct corners. Turns 1 and 2 kind of acting like the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Meanwhile, turns 3 and 4 are like Phoenix. A track truly unique in design and very tough to race. Moving trackside, Dale Earnhardt on the pole for today's race in the black GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. Richard Childress Racing very strong this season. Dale Earnhardt a real title contender for his 8th Showdown championship. But his team, Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, doing very well, winning the 2 opening races of the season at Daytona and Las Vegas. Speaking of Las Vegas, Jason Leffler, the rookie, exceeding expectations for a rookie season, finished 2nd at Las Vegas last week to race winner Steve Park in the number 1 Pennzoil Chevrolet for DEI. Back another car, DEI, their highest driver, Dale Jr., starting 3rd here today, still looking for his first win. And if he'd be able to do that, that would mean DEI would have a win in every single full-time entry this year. They would be the first team to do that this early on in the Showdown season. Moving back, another car, Bill Elliott in the number 94 Bill Elliott Motorsports Ford Taurus. Very strong this season, the strongest performance he's had yet on his own team. Looking to build the momentum and maybe get another championship. Bobby Labonte's had a very consistent season in the opening 2 races of this season. But in a season where everyone's more consistent than you, consistent is just not enough. Bobby Labonte and the Joe Gibbs Racing team need to start figuring out how to finish better than the top 15 every week. Maybe if they can crack a couple top 5s, they'll be in title contention later in the year. Adam Petty is another driver exceeding expectations this 2001 season. So close to the Rookie of the Year points lead, but oh so far away compared to Jason Leffler. These tracks really pay into Adam Petty's racing knowledge. These short, flat ovals are really where he likes to be. Last week's winner and current points leader Steve Park starts deep in the field today. He's going to have to make a lot of adjustments to get that Pennzoil Chevrolet up through the front of the field. He said in practice and qualifying he did not like the way that car felt. Jimmy Johnson, a full-time Busch Series driver, racing for the number 92, makes his Cup debut for Hendrick Motorsports in the Lowe's number 48 car. Another driver making his debut, Joshua Santiago in the number 76 Craftsman Pontiac, is a Dale Earnhardt Incorporated development driver being leased out to this Pontiac team to gain some experience, as Dale Earnhardt Incorporated currently has no open seats. Another development driver, Kevin Harvick, racing his 2nd full-time Busch Series season in the number 2 AC Delco Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing, gets his Cup debut in the number 30 AOL Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. Another Richard Childress Racing car, Mike Skinner, the number 31 Lowe's Chevrolet, not having the season that he and his team wanted. They're looking to rebound here from the back of the field, but a tough and long way to go for the rest of the season, a rebound in the points. Another driver not where they want to be, Rusty Wallace having a horrible season, the worst of his career. 2 crashes to open the 2 races of the season so far, starting at the rear today. He's got a lot of work to do. And Darrell Waltrip, not having the 2001 victory tour that he wanted, had to use a past champion's provisional to lock up the 43rd and final starting spot on the grid today. Not having the car they wanted, but are in the show nonetheless. And now with the Nesquik notable drivers out of the way, let's get down trackside to get the starting command and the roll-off. Drivers, start your engines! And as the cars roll off, let's take a look at your Coors Light starting lineup. In row 1, we have Dale Earnhardt, the 1979 Rookie of the Year. And to his outside, we have Jason Leffler, the 2001 Rookie of the Year contender. We got a lot of them in this field. Moving on back to row 2, Dale Earnhardt Jr., the 2000 Rookie of the Year. And his outside is Bill Elliott, a 15-time Most Popular Driver award winner. Heading on back one row, we have two Fords there. Ricky Rudd on the inside, the 1977 Rookie of the Year. And Jeff Burton, the 1994 Rookie of the Year. In row 4, we have Tony Stewart, the 1999 Rookie of the Year. And his outside teammate Bobby Labonte, the 2000 Showdown champion. In row 5, we have Dale Jarrett, the 1999 Showdown champion. And 2001 Rookie of the Year contender Adam Petty. In row 6, we have Jeff Gordon, the 1993 Rookie of the Year award winner. And then Mark Martin at his outside, the 1998 winner of this race. Behind him, we have Matt Kenseth and Kenny Wallace taking up row 7, both drivers looking for their first win. Behind them in row 8, we have Steve Park, who won last week at Las Vegas. And right to his outside, we have the 1996 Rookie of the Year, Johnny Benson. Another row behind them, we have another 2001 Rookie of the Year contender, Kurt Busch. And to his outside, Busch Series driver David Green, filling in for an injured Kenny Irwin Jr. after a scary crash last year. Row 10, we have Casey Atwood in the number 19 Evernham Dodge, another 2001 Rookie of the Year contender. Another Dodge to his outside, Sterling Marlin, the Chip Ganassi car, looking for his first ever Showdown win. In row 11, looking for his first win is Ward Burton, and to his outside is Terry Labonte, the 1987 winner of this race. Back in row 12, Bobby Hamilton, the 1991 Rookie of the Year, and Michael Waltrip, this year's Daytona 500 winner. Row 13, looking for his first win, Jerry Nadeau, and Jimmy Johnson, a Busch Series driver, currently 9th in points. Another row back is Amelia, another Rookie of the Year contender this 2001 season, and Joshua Santiago, first in the Busch Series points, being leased from Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, as Dale Earnhardt Incorporated does not have an extra Cup Series ride to put him in for this race. A team that does have a Cup Series ride to put a driver in, Richard Childress Racing has seated Kevin Harvick in this ride, currently 7th in the Busch Series points. And his outside of row 15 is Elliott Sadler looking for his first Showdown win. Another row back, Samantha Rodriguez sits 3rd in the Busch Series points, starting deep in the field here today. To her outside, Mike Skinner looking for his first championship. Back in row 17, Rusty Wallace and Christian Fittipaldi. Fittipaldi looking for his first win, and Rusty Wallace, your 1984 Rookie of the Year. Back in row 18, John Andretti looking for his first win. Nina Perez currently sits 14th in the series points. Row 19 sits Greg Biffle, 13th in the Busch Series points. Made 2 starts so far this season. They plan to run majority of the season this year so they can get Greg some much-needed seat time. But to his outside, Isabella Wright, running for the number 07 Kleenex Chevrolet for the Wright Racing Team, currently sits 2nd in the Busch Series standings. Row 20 is Stella Mendez and Tiffany Rose. Stella sits 5th in the Busch Series points. Tiffany sits 4th. Row 21 sits Jeremy Mayfield and Robert Presley, both drivers still looking for their first career wins in the Showdown season. And riding shotgun on the field back in row 22, Darrell Waltrip, running his victory tour here for 2001, sits shotgun on the field because he had to use a past champion's provisional to slot 43rd after failing to qualify for this race. And as the cars come off turn 4, Dale Earnhardt and Jason Leffler are going to lead them to the line. And off turn 4, Dale Earnhardt and Jason Leffler lead them down to turn 1 now. Still side by side down the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4. And now we're getting way single file here as the Earnhardts, and whoa, Leffler around hard into the outside wall. And the Earnhardts are going to lead them back to the line 1-2 as an early caution here in Denver. But we're going to be going back green, and the Earnhardts are going to lead them down once again. Single file. Dale Earnhardt having a strong performance here. This could be one of his best races yet. And this could boost him up on the all-time wins list, already second. But he wants to get as close to Richard Petty as he can before retirement. And we have another crash in the back. There goes, looks like the 27. I think Sterling Marlin was also involved in that one. As the cars are now going to go down pit road. And the race off pit road sees both the Earnhardts keep 1 and 2 as we go back green here at Denver. Off turn 2, down the back straightaway. Bobby Labonte back in third. Made up a couple spots. Let's see if that Joe Gibbs Racing Pontiac has anything for the Dale Earnhardt Incorporated Chevrolet and the Richard Childress Chevrolet. As the laps tick down, the 76 for TriStar Motorsports coming up here. The battle is on. Already up to third, now second, as Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to try to get back around him, but he's not going to be able to do a side-by-side. Cleared, and almost spinning goes the 76. And there we go. The 76 is going to do it. White flags in the air. You just got to hold off Earnhardt. You just got to hold off Earnhardt off a turn 4 down the straightaway, and winner, the number 76 for TriStar Motorsports. And Joshua Santiago and TriStar Motorsports are going to get their first win together in the Showdown Cup Series. We thank you for joining us at Denver. The conclusion of the race sees the number 76 get their first win in the Showdown Cup Series. But next week, we ask you to tune in to Bristol as we continue the short track stretch of the season for the 2001 Showdown Cup Series as we get closer to determining who is going to be the 2001 champion.